Hi, this is an overview of eDays for returning and new staff members and how we use eDays here at National Trail and how the state of Ohio dictates we'll be doing eDays. What are eDays? They're electronic days used to make up Calamity Days 6 through 8 for online lessons. It's done on the day that would have been a Calamity Day, and the intent is to provide quality, relevant instruction through electronic means. The goal is to duplicate learning that occurs in a normal day, not the time. It should be a learning target. It should have instruction based with it, should have some kind of assessment or documentation, and there should be teacher contact throughout the school day if students have questions. ORC says that by the first day of November you have to have your eDays up and posted on the web, ready for any eDays that should happen. That doesn't mean they can't be changed. It just means that your initial eDays have to be posted by then. At National Trail, we're going to make sure that we have our eDays again posted by November 1st for at least 3 missed classes of school. That doesn't necessarily mean 3 days for every class because of our alternating schedule, so we're going to go over that in a minute. For high school, that means eDay 1 is a brown day, eDay 2 is an orange day, and eDay 3 is a white day, and your eDay should be reflective of those class schedules. So if you have only one Algebra 1 class 3 times on your brown day, that means there needs to be one eDay lesson. If you have 3 different, then there needs to be 3 different ones for that eDay 1, and the same for 2 and 3. For the middle school, eDay 1 is a brown day, eDay 2 is an orange day, and eDay 3 is a blazer day. For the elementary school, every class has to have an eDay lesson for all 3 days, except for specials that are on this rotation. eDay 1 for kindergarten is music, eDay 2 for kindergarten is PE, and eDay 3 for kindergarten is art. And you can see that each one of those specials teachers has 1 to 2 lessons per day that they'll be preparing for those. But the students only get 1 special lesson per day in addition to their primary classes. So ORC recommends that to the max extent possible they should be updated. So as we get closer to whether if we've had 3 or 4 calamity days and we're coming up on number 5 or 6, you may want to take a chance then to update your days, your eDay lessons to whatever is current in your class at that time. At National Trail, we are saying that we should go in and review lessons for improving instruction, qualify, and modifying as much as possible to align with whatever we're doing currently, and we're going to try to update those to keep them relevant to our class. And I would say relevant is the big word we're looking for in our eDays, not rigorous but relevant lessons to what we're doing. So we kind of plan our initial eDays for January or February days when we're looking at our curriculum, and then update them as needed when we actually have some of those calamity days. As soon as practical after school, ORC says we have to have those open on the web, and basically at NTLS we're saying at 9 a.m. all teachers will have eDay lessons visible on their Moodle page, and we're going to go through in a separate lesson on exactly how we want those to look so that they're the same across the district, and it's easy for parents to help their kids because they're going to look basically the same. Teachers have to be available throughout the day until at least 3 p.m. for questions. That means email. However, you do have the option of giving other ways of contacting you online. If you want to give out your personal phone number, you can, but you do have to be available throughout the day. If you're doing email, then you need to be on your phone checking your email or have your computer up. You can also use chats or forums if you want to, but electronically they have to be able to get you throughout the day from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. ORC says students have 2 weeks to get the lesson done. If they don't have a computer, then they have 2 weeks from when they return to school, and it says they may receive an incomplete or failing grade if the lesson is not completed on time per policy. If it doesn't have access, student does not have access, then it's 2 weeks from returning to school. At National Trail, we'll do a 1 call 5 days after returning from school. and 14 days after returning from school, we'll go ahead and again notify with the one call, but then do the following. Parents will get incomplete on their eDay lessons and receive notification of the failing grade. And failure to complete eDay lessons for students in grades 9 to 12 prohibit them from being able to waive any semester exams. And teachers will provide the office with a list of all students that did not complete their eDays for those unexcused absences. As far as attendance, the way it's calculated, if they don't get their eDay done, they're counted as absent on that day. As far as what the grade can be worth, and there's some inputs that we had. It's up to individual teachers on what they want to make them worth, but if it's not worth anything, it's hard to get your students to complete them, so you may want to make it worth a test, a couple homeworks, slightly more than just a standard homework grade to make sure that they get it done. However, you don't want to make it so much that the grade book is completely lopsided. And ORC says that we can provide students access before, during, or after the regularly scheduled school day for that. And I will say at National Trail, the school building's going to be open unless it's a level 3. And there'll be a lab available for students to come in as well. Intervention time can be used for makeup as well as computer specials time, and we will have the labs open on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays immediately following an eDay for students to have extra time to be able to get those done as well. By December 1st, one of our objectives is that all teachers will have done a practice eDay lesson with all their classes. That includes, or it could be a 0 credit lesson, something that you do in class, but they need to be perfectly clear on where your eDays are posted, which should be the same for everyone, and how to access your eDays and what they're going to look like. So that should be done by December 1st. It could be a mini lesson. K through 4 should be done during specials rotation, and 5 through 12 can be done in any class using a cart or a lab. Parent training was done in orientation, as well as the parent eDay training being posted on the front of our Moodle site right up top, as well as sending home with both our welcome letter and our K through 4 parent letters, directing them to where the website is. Basically, lessons should have content and an assessment is the big thing there, and we can deliver those in a variety of different ways, and some of these lessons on how to these will be separate videos underneath this on how we're setting them up and different ways that we can deliver our content. We have a rubric that we got from the Darke County ESC when we first started this on the difference between basic lessons all the way up to advanced lessons, and we're obviously striving to make all of our lessons closer to the advanced lesson and farther away from the basic lesson. Something that's interactive that the students can do and hopefully enjoy, and for ease of grading, something that can be accomplished right through Moodle and online. So there has to be some kind of assessment, whether that's a worksheet, a paper, a quiz, some sort of turn-in for a parent-signed form for the lower elementary school grades. But there has to be something that says that your students completed their eDay. Whether you do that online or paper form is up to you. And then here's an eDay lesson rubric that we also got from the Darke County ESC when we initially did our eDay orientation and training back in 2010, and you can pause that if you want to watch through that. Additional PD materials on our website at edtech.nationaltrail.us, as well as on our YouTube site at tinyurl.com/ntplaylists, and there's a playlist with these YouTube videos as well on NT-eDays. And that's it for our basic orientation.